One last match to cap it, the round of 16 bracket off. It's tekkito for alfiu. Hope you guys got yourself a good snack, a good drink of water while the 10 minutes intermission. My name is Exia. I'm joined by Filoxen. How are we doing today?
Hello, doing fantastic. Already saw many of those great normal matches earlier in the day. Saw some banger ones, so tiebreaker and upset as well. Directly gonna win his match against Filoxen. So, with today's tendency, hopefully this one will be even more cinematic. With that, yeah, seed 7 versus seed 10 speaks for itself. Gonna be really close on paper. And also, I kind of like the story of, you have alfiu, kind of the Chilean prodigy, following, intercamping steps. And here you also have tekkito against him, who is a 3-time OWC champion. So, kind of an interesting story building that we have here between the two. And with that, I think we're good to actually initiate the last round of the season matchup.
In terms of skill sets, there are quite some polar opposites between both of these players. I mean, tekkito, I think mechanically a lot better in terms of DT, in terms of speed, and alfiu in terms of aim, in terms of consistency, a little bit better than tekkito. That you can make up for in terms of consistency at this star rating, that both of these players are just going to go neck and neck in terms of the Nomad ones that have been absolutely down to the final, just one break, a couple of combos just later. And we've seen a couple of comebacks. We've seen a really close maps in the Rectagon match that we just saw a couple of minutes ago. And I'm kind of hoping that we do see a really close match between both of these players. I mean, these close seeds do prove that you could see tiebreaker once again. Seed 7 for tekkito, getting number 1, I believe, on DT2. A hidden 1, number 2 scoring. And I believe alfiu got number 3 on Nomad 2, as well as Hard Rock 1, number 2. And so in terms of like skill sets, in terms of like maps that are really good for both of these players, they have a lot of ways to even like cap off their score here.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you mentioned those stats. Definitely see some, avenues where tekkito could potentially pick some precision, some HD, mostly for it, and some raw speed maps, since he top scored DD2 last week. Maybe something like DD3 will be showed today. And for alfiu, I think Hardox could be the angle of the attack. Same for those, raw tapping maps, like stamina draining, because he got the top 3 normal 2 score, as you already mentioned. So on paper, the strategies are quite clear, but, we already saw that really close match between Welter and between who was it? Yeah, it was Welter and
I believe it was Nile. I think it was
it was Ami. I got confused between the two names. I was about to figure out which one that was. And we saw those players, just completely trade their kind of native skill sets with each other, and we saw many breakpoints. So that only proves that the lower SR that we have here will only add on to the RNG nature of those matchups that we have seen today. So we can never be sure, but as of now, it seems like alfiu is gonna be taking out your really heavy gimmick map, which is Nomad 6, and tekkito replying with an HR1 ban.
The mechanic bans from tekkito coming out here, Hard Rock 1, Nomad 2. Kind of want to look on the quals results. It's just like, yeah, let's just ban his best maps that he did in quals. Just getting rid of that Nomad 2 number 3 score in quals, and getting rid of that Hard Rock 1 score number 2 in that quals. And alfiu just banning Nomad 6, as well as DT3. And so, yeah, tekkito, what I say about this, on his speed, he is a lot more comfortable on it, just because on squall results showing that his DT2 score absolutely demolished most of the other 15 players in that. But yeah, DT3 ban, Hard Rock 1 ban, Nomad 6 ban, Nomad 2 ban. The hidden 2 is still left open. Both of these players, they kind of underperformed that hidden 2, but that map in qualifiers, absolutely demon diabolical. But we're going straight into speed for alfiu. And both of these players are going to be very comfortable on this kind of speed map. And if you're an OWC Advocate, you know what this map is.
Yeah, totally. It was a custom for OWC 2024. It was Nomad 5 back there as well, and 245 BPM. Stamina streams is gonna be the name of the game here. I mean, alfiu did clearly see that tekkito doesn't really want to go into some heavy tapping maps like Nomad 2, which is also quite stamina draining. More flowy though. Nomad 5 is definitely way less spaced than you have Nomad 2 on, so maybe there is a possibility for tekkito to mash these through. But overall, once again, the SR is lower. Anything can happen. I think on paper, alfiu still should have it in the back, considering what this guy is capable on doing on those mechanics maps.
Both of these players are really good at the 245 BPM, or the BPM that the streams have to offer here. 245 BPM. It's a little bit just regular circle size, 3.8, so the aim flow requirements are not going to be existing in this Nomad 5. It doesn't mean that you can't aim this. I mean, this still has a very, very mechanic demanding aim requirement, and especially if you're losing control of tapping, you're going to lose control of your aim. But the good luck, have funs are coming out. tekkito versus alfiu, map 1 on the Nomad 5. And alfiu's cam is out of focus, and I believe he just said that is how the cam is, but let's start with this map.
Yeah, seems like it. Right then, get ready for the ride. We're going to be starting off with a couple of those bursts. The map is not showing its true colors right off the bat, as we're going to be approaching the first K, and that's where the fun will begin. The map will basically never let you go. Now we're already getting a little sneak peek from it. Already some of those heavy tapping sections, and both tekkito and alfiu are hitting those. Never mind, alfiu actually finding the first break into this match, and tekkito right now 99.6% accuracy, going really strong.
When we say both of these players are really good at this BPM and really good at the speed, it's just tekkito is just doing really good right now. I mean, 99.7%, and he's still FCing, so alfiu down quite a bit in this midsection right here until we get into those extremely rangy streams where, yes, you're going to have continuous stamina just absolutely be drained from your fingers. And you're seeing that section come in right now, and tekkito is still staying so stable in these longer stream sections, the longer bursts. alfiu is just trying his best to build up that combo and accuracy back up, but tekkito is denying all fronts that alfiu is putting up. And here are the longer sets of burst. alfiu is finding that break, and tekkito not stabilizing on anything. He's absolutely demolishing the streams right now, and I believe he's going to get through the section scathe-free. That is insane out of tekkito.
Yeah, he did. Now he has some room to catch a break with that alfiu. Find that recovery and lost it immediately, only leaving tekkito just the entirety of the playground with the last quarter of the map being left here. 600k score and counting. And considering that is alfiu's pick, it backfired really badly for the guy. That's not what you want to see when you're picking potentially your strongest map against tekkito, and now you just see that tekkito turning that pressure into power.
And pressure makes diamonds, as well as all the pressure, making him shake. It looks like he's gonna miss, but yeah, he finally does find the FC break there. No FCs coming in from the Nomad 5 for tekkito here. But that is a very confident breakpoint. I mean, alfiu thought he had something coming out of this map. It doesn't mean that he's not good at it. I mean, 400k, 96%. And at this level, it's just down to a couple of breaks. It's not that far off from him. I think that midsection break, and as well as that more lengthier type of burst section that alfiu broke on, this could have came down to the wire if just a couple of combo was just on the side of alfiu. But tekkito, first map already on his board, and that is a breakpoint, and him already going on to the next pick here.
Yeah, tekkito is gonna try and consolidate the lead, make it 2-0, considering it's his pick now. And honestly, actually, this Nomad 5 might have opened a potential for tekkito to pick some other tapping maps, maybe into alfiu later down the line, like DT2, but he's going for a slightly different skill set, going to be DT1, the consistency. Check your OG consistency raw A map with burst. And honestly, just it does make complete sense, considering after all, DT2 that he had played in quals, it was not really. It was kind of similar. It was way higher BPM, but overall,
Yeah.
I feel like those two maps play pretty similar to each other. And considering tekkito got top 1 on D2 of quals, this one must be bread and butter for the guy.
Yeah, you're going into like a hybrid aim and speed map. Technically just like modern DT1 tournament style pooling. And the philosophy of how these poolers took this round of 16 pool is like you're getting into high 7 stars. Like people are expecting to like win their own picks or possibly BFCing them, but like breakpoints are just so important in a round of 16 at this pool level. It just gives so much momentum to tekkito. We've seen the couple of like matches where we've seen the first pick of the first map just go to breakpoint, and then it goes back and forth once again, and then maybe you get that breakpoint at the very end. You possibly reach tiebreaker, but it hasn't happened yet. It only happened on that Welter and Amio Kokoro batch, and so will we see that once again here? I believe both players are trying to call each other in a Discord call. Just get the vibes and just get the little happiness in it. But ready up, Aista says D2-1. As he said, DT2 from qual results, or excuse me, qualifiers. tekkito did number 1 on that, 1.1 million, and similar to this DT1. So if you really want to favor somebody here, you favor tekkito in terms of qualifier results.
Now you really do. I mean, what can I say about tekkito? This guy has been eating those kind of maps for breakfast, and this one also quite long. Will test your consistency really well. We did see tekkito being able to combo game Nomad 5 way better than alfiu, so consistency so far is favoring tekkito. So on paper, if something goes wrong, then only then alfiu will get a breakpoint, but still, even then, alfiu will need to spend blood to return the favor to tekkito. His map is going to be starting slowly but surely. A really long one, 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and there's a long way to go for both of these players.
I think that guy, I think alfiu just forgot to tap there. The one-sided break, the only break to happen so far. And if you've seen a couple of the DT1s, I believe in that matchup between TTUFO and I believe it was... I need to check back. It's TTUFO for Atkins. You see SS's until like the halfway point, or even throughout the last fourth of the map, where the SS are still intact. And alfiu finding drops already on the DT1. tekkito showing his absolute mechanical prowess, displaying on the main stage here of KEL, an online invitational, is just absolutely demolishing this pick already. The S is still intact 1/3 of the way, and alfiu needs to pray for tekkito to make even a slight blunder to get himself back in the game. But tekkito, so far this match hasn't absolutely gave anything to alfiu.
No, yeah, I mean, alfiu is pretty good on mechanics, but what can he even do against 99.6% accuracy FC from tekkito? It's still a full combo, not softening their grip whatsoever. And you already mentioned this map for those DT players, those who are really good on DT, is quite accessible. I mean, not only from the Akens and DTV UFO match, we also saw 99.8 or 0.7% accuracy score from Welter, so these guys know what they're doing, and it seems like tekkito is definitely one of them. The accuracy is slowly dropping to 99.5%, but the recovery from alfiu is just not gonna be enough. He needs to see many breaks from tekkito to stand a chance.
And I think the damage has already been done. I think tekkito's done way more than enough to deny any sort of alfiu comeback here on his DT1. 600k did find the break right in that last, or the beginning of the last third of the map. And alfiu does have a little bit of combo, but 300k to overcome, and with a score that will continue to rise from tekkito, is much impossible for alfiu to come back. So you might as well just make this a 2-0 lead for tekkito as this map finds its closing here.
Yeah, indeed. Doubling the score of alfiu, almost. alfiu with the recovery, so props to the guy, but this is just not happening unless tekkito stops playing. The last KI is here. Both players are holding strong. Finally, another break from tekkito, but as we already know, you only needed to gain the momentum in the first half of the map, which is exactly what tekkito did, and then he just watched the score stack up the nodes. And with that, alfiu, that last miss from him indicated that, yeah, this is definitely tekkito's territory. You banned DT3, I picked DT1, and that's how we set this trade 2-0 to tekkito, and he's finishing off this map with a fantastic 99.4% accuracy score, dropping slightly, but still in the 99% accuracy area.
A very, very confident win for tekkito here. Only 2 misses, no 50s, and a 99.16% run here. 763k. What a wonderful score to look at. That is not the top of the round of 16 in a whole. I believe there is a couple of FCs on this map for the round of 16. alfiu just unfortunately getting a little mechanic diff, but going straight into consistency for Nomad 1. We've seen so many crazy scores. I believe Atkins, Nomad 1 FC on that match against TTV UFO. Unfortunately, did not win that match, but I believe that's the only FC on this Nomad 1. And when you think of Nomad 1s, this is as Nomad 1 as it gets. It's just consistency. Nothing much else to say. There's some tricky sliders and there's some tricky angles, but it's mainly just your pure aim Nomad 1.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I am honestly really excited on how this one will go. I mean, we see tekkito banning HR1, and that makes sense. alfiu would have definitely picked some of the HR maps into tekkito later down the line. But then tekkito picked DT1, which is another XX1 slot. So now, considering alfiu is replying with a different consistency map, well, I'm not so sure. I do know that alfiu played really well on both Nomad 1 and HR1 qualifiers, but here's a different setting, and so far it seems like tekkito is feeling really confident into this match. So for alfiu, it's gonna be another great challenge to accomplish. So best of luck to both players, and we'll see how this goes, because losing 3-0 instead of having a 2-1 match score is definitely a major difference.
Well, pretty much in this beginning section is kind of like the peak of difficulty of this map. I guess you're going to have the long strings of 1-2s come through the ending of the KEIs, but pretty much this is the aim. That's the Nomad 1 that you're going to be seeing, and alfiu showing the confidence already in the beginning of this Nomad 1 with the SS, kind of showing how he's going to be able to aim throughout this entire map here. But we've seen high accuracy scores, but very low combo scores sometimes. So these accuracies, they show that they're really good at the Nomad 1s, but later on, until we see those combo breaks, these scores will really show the true colors of the performances of these players. But let's see if they hit the first string of drums into the first KEI here, and they do. But alfiu misses on the burst right there before the beginning of the KEI, and so that is going to be a bit of score cap on the side of alfiu. So tekkito, lots of advantage here, as his aim is absolutely outperforming alfiu in this section here.
Yeah, just missing on the burst on an A map must feel terrible. I mean, alfiu is nailing those jumps, but one mistake is all it's taken him so far to lose this one. This map, as we expect, is going to be really highly contested, as both players are showing really high comfort with 99.3% accuracy, both of them. But it's just tekkito, the matter of combo game, the matter of consistency. It is on his side today, and once again, alfiu is just trying to catch that second KEI. If tekkito breaks on the second KEI, then maybe there is still a chance. But right as I'm saying that, alfiu was a really unfortunate break on one of the easier sections.
Yeah, finding a miss in the versus here is not a good thing to see for alfiu. And tekkito is just, once again, the DT1, we're seeing breaks on the alfiu side all over the place. And tekkito just has this really, really early combo in the first half of this map, but he's just continuing to show off the consistency aim that he has. He banned Hard Rock 1 because it was one of alfiu's best maps, but maybe he could have won that if he kept it in, because this guy's aim is absolutely immaculate. is still comboing through this second Ki. And let's see if he gets through these harder 1-2s that are about to come up here.
No, yeah, alright. Here comes the jump section, hitting the burst, hitting the 1-2s. Everything is under control for tekkito. He is leading the charge, and with that combo is snowballing down. Finally finding a break. Alright, after the div spike. But still, I mean, actually, yeah, the damage has been done. It's going to be 3-0, and this is what I was really concerned about. You picked a Nomad 1 map into someone who just gapped you on DT1. Both maps are quite aim heavy, and with that, it backfired as we could have expected.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for alfiu. I mean, picking this, thinking that you were the better consistency player in the aim. I mean, tekkito is just firing on all cylinders. There's nothing you could do against a player that is performing at its best. So alfiu needs to pick up the pace here. 2 breakpoints already in the first 3 maps. Gonna be down 4, or potentially if you don't get this next breakpoint. But tekkito, the aim is just beautiful for both of these players. But unfortunately, alfiu just did not have a lot of combo in his Nomad 1. That's going to be 3-0 for tekkito as he grabs the second breakpoint of the match.
Yeah, and I mean, you just hate to see that. You just hate to see that. Like, you see alfiu score, like the accuracy. He is definitely more than capable of aiming this map. And like on a good day, I'm betting it's going to be an FC. But in a tournament setting against tekkito, it's a pretty big opponent you have here. And alfiu is just not feeling it today on those consistency maps. So he might has to change strategy. Both maps he picked did not work out, so we'll need to have some food to process for his next decision. But as of now, it is tekkito, and tekkito is just trying to make this match score skyrocket by picking HR3.
A bit of a fan favorite here for the Hard Rock 3, the OWC 2024 Nomad 4 quarterfinals. It's Our Destiny, the Q-Prick remix. Inishtiak and Azrolk map. This is a great map. I mean, one of my favorite maps. I've really difficult slider aim, but you're adding Hard Rock to this, so it's gonna be a bit difficult just in terms of like slider ends just being required to hit, and in terms of like the spacing of these doubles into the sliders are just a little bit more difficult. Especially the 6.98 star rating does not complement how hard this map really truly is.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a map from Inishtiak and Azrolk. Those two are one of the best tech mappers, as we know. And this map overall being on the harder side of the maps in this pool. So, gonna be truly the kind of war of attrition for both these players.
Bancho.
Unless, but Bancho is just deciding to cut us off right here. I mean, in any case, Exia, the first quarter is kind of a nothing burger. The KI only starts after the first quarter, and we're seeing it now. From what we're seeing, tekkito is playing, but we just do not see his screen. We just do not see his client. alfiu is still nailing this map with 97% accuracy, but we cannot say much considering we do not know what's happening to tekkito right now.
Well, this guy, alfiu's kind of doing good at this map. He still has the FC intact. We have yet to see what tekkito's score is going to be on this map. But the FC at 97% accuracy, that is really good accuracy for a map like this one. So, Bancho lag is just going to be unfortunate for tekkito. But if alfiu kind of pulls an FC from the map here, that's a breakpoint, and especially possibly the map here. But we're just gonna have to pray and see the match link after this.
I know, right? And yeah, there is last third of the map left, arguably the hardest part of the map. Let's see if he has what it takes to hold through that. So far, nothing is stopping the guy finally dropping a slider right here. 2 slider breaks. 460k score, still very much respectable, but that really reminds me of the match between Amiya Kokoro and Welter, where we saw 480k score from Amiya Kokoro and didn't see Welter's score, and then turned out that Welter had 700k. So if that happens for the second time in a row, I will literally lose my mind. But so far from alfiu, if he wants to get a point on something and start of a potential comeback, this score, I would definitely take it, so that it could be the one where the comeback starts from. But you never know with tekkito. So far, this guy has been pulling everything apart.
tekkito is just known as a really good hard rock tech player. So
yeah,
I believe the MP link is up. Or is it? I'm not. My stuff is not refreshing. Oh, okay. So yes, that is an alfiu win. tekkito brought up a 351k, which is completely uncharacteristic from him. I wish we saw that in play because match show lag. But yeah, alfiu grabbing a break point. This is actually really essential in terms of the best of 11 here, as he has the next pick, so he can claw himself back into this match, being into that 2-3 spot if we do a good pick here.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, actually, I guess let's think about this, right? He picked consistency. He picked consistency A, didn't work out. He picked tapping, didn't work out either. Now the only similar skill set to tech which he just won could be the Nomad 4. It is not that much slider tech heavy, but still, you have some of those slider tech elements alongside those snap alt patterns. So that might be the way for alfiu to look at. And if not, it could be something completely different. For example, something like HR2, like precision. Since, you know, alfiu got a real decent score in qualifiers on the precision map. But I guess that's a story for another day, since we're seeing the predicted no mod 4 pick from alfiu right here. Energy Synergy Matrix.
Another fan favorite, the Energy Synergy Matrix map. This is the extended version, so we are sitting at 4 minutes. We're playing a lot of the longer maps of this pool, so gonna be in here for a marathon. Hard Rock 1 is banned, but Hidden 3 is still in the pool, so we could possibly see the second tiebreaker in this matchup. But in terms of why alfiu picked this, it's understandable, just because if you look at tekkito's Hard Rock 3 accuracy, it was 93.98%, which is considerably very low for a tech map such as Hard Rock 3. And 97% is just really good for alfiu on the Hard Rock 3. So this pick for alfiu going into an aim alt tech map with lots of aim control, with lots of snap, and lots of really confusing sliders at some points is an understandable pick, but kind of scary already, because alfiu already going to find the first break of this, and tekkito holding that SS strong, as the beginning of this map kind of shows that it's not over yet, because tekkito is going to find a break right there, dropping the SS. So alfiu back in it again, and I believe it's time for a set of back and forths with the combos here.
Oh yeah, looks like it. I mean, no one is clean right off the bat. First quarter of the map has passed still. 5k score difference, only extremely contested map. The accuracies are also quite close to each other. Here's the more so techy section. We are out of that more snap alt patterns. Here comes more of those sliders, and tekkito is gonna be the first one to fall once again. So far, not looking so bad for alfiu. Maybe he did find the breach in the defense that tekkito has left for them. That HR3 helped alfiu a lot to find the weakness, but still, you need to watch out, because HR3 and Nomad 4, even though the tech element is present in both, but you have the secondary skill sets like those sliders, like that snap alt, which might be a lot of trouble for alfiu as he's finding more and more breaks.
And those breaks give tekkito a little bit more footing to work with. I mean, you're up by 300 combo, and alfiu's down by just a little bit of accuracy here, and tekkito is finally finding his footing back again. There was a couple of breaks in the beginning, or the first half of this map, but he's finding another slider break on the miss aim there, so 3k lead for tekkito. And slowly it's going to turn over to the alfiu side with this combo. It's a little bit of free combo until we get into the main part of this map that everyone knows, the iconic chorus from this map alone and the music alone. But let's see. This also means that this Ki is the most important part right here. Any breaks coming up into this build-up, any breaks in the Ki coming up are going to be essential for anybody's win. But alfiu with the advantage, if he is able to hold long enough, he can extend these leads just further and further away. But the Ki, it's happening now.
Yeah, brace for the impact. We're waiting for the first one to blink, but so far both players are showing absolute confidence on these patterns. They are nailing it. They are covering them open. They do not want to back down. None of them. This is what makes this rivalry beautiful, Exia. But this cannot continue like this. Only last quarter of the map is left. We're seeing more and more of those obscure snap ult patterns, but no one wants to give an inch.
Why are both of these players hitting the hardest section of the map? And both of them get through that entire section uncut. And tekkito is just praying for an alfiu blunder here, as that combo here is still intact. There's still very tricky patterning here. You still need to be consistent in your tech ability and your aim control. And so alfiu, any break still is very scary, because tekkito is right behind you with a huge combo for himself too. But 54k, and I believe alfiu has it in the bag. I don't believe there's any more map after this. That's the break that tekkito needed, but I believe it's too late for him. That chain miss is gonna do it. alfiu, he's back in this match with a 2-3 scoreline and an opportunity for a break point coming up with tekkito's pick next.
Yeah, just like that. You know, tekkito at the start of the match just made it look like he was just having a walk in the park with 3-0, and now alfiu is like, no. I'm getting those 2 points back to back. Now you actually have to treat me seriously. And, well, that's a sign for tekkito to determine the next map that should not be a break point for him, because if it is, then 3-3. Ooh, that's gonna be really dicey for tekkito, as he is the higher seed. He does not want to lose to alfiu right here. And HD3, oh my days, actually, we are seeing a marathon of maps.
Oh no. Yeah, we go into Nomad 1, into Nomad 4, which is an extended tech map, and now into Hidden 3. This map is also just 1 second longer than the current tiebreaker, Cradle of Filth. But we are seeing a banger of a cut stream hidden flow map. This is an amazing map, especially considering that tekkito picking this, the hidden favored god, going into a Hidden 3 such as this one. I think when I said alfiu tries to find a breakpoint here onto tekkito in the next map, maybe this map is a little hard to do it. It doesn't mean that alfiu's not good at hidden. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just that tekkito's just really good at this kind of hidden. But especially in the wiggle streams, and especially the aim control that is required in some of these patterns, you can't cheese it. You have to be absolutely accurate as possible. So tekkito, in the driver's seat of this Hidden 3, looks to find himself up 4-2 in this 6th map.
Yeah, totally. tekkito might have banned Noma 2, which was pretty flowy. And this one is also quite flowy, but if you look at it, the BPM is way more comfortable for tekkito. Also, the aim control department is something that tekkito literally adores. And with that, we're going to be starting off strong the map. Now there's a long way to go for both players and a lot of crazy patterns put into it. So far, the flow aim is not an issue for both of these players. Let's see if any of the further patterns do trip them up, because we will see more of those, cut streams. We will see more of those snap ulti / flowy patterns. And with that, here we are starting with them right away, and tekkito gonna be the first person to drop first blood.
That's a huge chain miss too. I mean, that's a lot of score cut out for tekkito. alfiu gonna find another set of chain misses, so basically tekkito has advantage here. The accuracy, not at all. I mean, alfiu is the reason why he's in the lead by a huge amount, and 22k doesn't seem like a lot, but especially in a map this dense, it is so much score, it is so much combo to overtake, and especially when both of these players are accumulating combo and accumulating score, that 20k lead is just so hard to claw back. You see how slow that is coming back, but the wiggles, it catches alfiu off guard, and now that climbing back to the lead for tekkito is just eased up by so much. alfiu breaking on nothing. This needs to be combo for alfiu because you need to get this break point. You need to get yourself back into the match here.
Yeah, and terrible news right now. We're at the section that is more so chill for tekkito. That's gonna be a lot of free combo. This stream is really easy to hit, so not gonna be an issue for tekkito. Oh my, almost catching the slider break. We saw that. Yeah, 1/3 into the map. So far, he is the one who has the higher chance of getting his own pick, as he should on paper. Still though, alfiu with 170 combo, the lead has not grown that far. Still a chance for alfiu, exactly what he was looking for from tekkito. Actually, yeah, the door is still wide open.
I can't even argue what that miss was. That was basically on nothing. We're missing on 4-star jumps. tekkito, it's a gift for alfiu. Blunder as it should be, but you need to get back in the game, get your head back in. But now into a little bit of a kind of slider tech section here. Kind of like the same thing that we saw in No Mod 5 and the Hard Rock 3 is kind of like similar to that kind of patterning in this slider section here. alfiu finally getting himself back into the lead. He's had the lead before, but now we'll have it even further because tekkito finding a break right there. Actually, they just equalized. They broke at the same time, but alfiu finding chain misses left and right. He's actually not finding any more stable combo here, so tekkito, lots of combo advantage here. He's able to grab a little bit of combo here. Chain missed again! The back and forth of combos keeps continuing as alfiu is slowly but surely gonna hold this lead once again, but there's still a couple of cut streams. There's still a couple of flow that we still need to get through to this last third of the map, and everyone is just chain missing like an absolute pandemonium moment. tekkito finding another break in Filoxen. That is just so crazy to see right now.
Oh man, no, it's just like the story resets once again, and we're right back into contention. Like nobody's clean on this map. It is pure chaos. Now though, alfiu seems like he is grabbing, he's clawing on that combo as best as he can, as he should. Oh my god, nailing those flow patterns. He just needs to outlast tekkito for a bit longer, and he will have it in the pocket. 3-3. Will the dream come true for him? Does he have what it takes to hold on till the end to build more of that combo? Because you look at tekkito, he is after you. 400, he does not want to let you go too far away. 25k is the only thing that's between those two right now, and that break is crucial. It's diabolical. They know that everything is still on the table, and with that, the final stand for alfiu is gonna begin.
About 40 seconds of play left for both of these players, but now into the same thing that we saw in the beginning of the map, but these cut streams are absolutely angle defying. You need to be accurate, you need to be on your absolute best for these kind of angle patterns, but tekkito gonna falter, and alfiu stabilizes. What an absolute breakpoint this can be, and I believe it will be the breakpoint. tekkito, a hidden 3 pick that should have been his. It should have been guaranteed for him on the flow aim, but alfiu, out of nowhere, miracles can happen, magic can happen, and alfiu is proving you that he's the absolute black dark magician in this hidden 3 here. 3 in a row for tekkito, and comes back with an alfiu 3 in a row. We are tied up 3-3 in the best of 11 series, and you cannot ask for a better matchup here.
Indeed, that would be an understatement here, Exia. alfiu just heroically, you look at his hand gestures, he is so happy about that one. 3-3 now. Oh, and with that, we're finally entering the mid-game of the match. I believe we did see 2 breakpoints from each of the players.
What is this guy
holding? They trade those. This match is quite insane, and this is not supposed to be happening right here, but with that, you know, the overall player strategies might have flipped over, as we saw the breakpoints that were not supposed to happen. And my mom brought me an ice cream.
Yeah, you saw in the bottom right of the screen, he just hold up a mega bar for ice cream. W Mom's in the chat for alfiu.
That's wholesome.
Mother's Day was also a week ago. So W Moms all around the world. We love our moms, but Is this the power that alfiu needs to overtake tekkito to make the upset of the seed 7 to seed 10?
Nothing is more important than the family. That's what he got, the moral boost. But with that, let's see if he keeps the momentum from that, as we're gonna see here too. The precision, the CS7 precision map that is also flowy. So, you know, kind of an RNG thingy, considering you have those two demonical skill sets combined with each other. But when we're looking at those qual stats, we see that tekkito got top 13 on HR1. He got a relatively higher seeding on HR2, but still, you look at alfiu, and he just mastered those HR maps. Top 3 HR1, top 6 HR2, so he definitely has what it takes to bring it all the way till the end of the map to secure a 4th point, and that would be fantastic for the guy.
If you look at it on paper, both of these players kind of are definitely equal in the terms of the precision, but this precision map does not give up. I mean, circle size 7, low BPM flow, 143 BPM, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. This is also the shortest map that we've seen so far in this matchup here. And tied up 3-3, we are now in a best of 5 territory where anything could happen, and tekkito is making sure that it will keep things interesting with the breaks from him. alfiu finding wonderful combo here in this beginning section, and especially with early combo in a map this short, these combos can make your score absolutely skyrocket, but not that far behind for tekkito, so it's still in range for him to take some sort of comeback here, but alfiu standing his ground, denying any sort of take from tekkito here.
Yeah, quite a risky, tricky situation that both players are finding themselves in. If alfiu sees at least one break from tekkito, that's basically a guaranteed win. And speaking of the devil, Exia, tekkito is finding a break and another one to top it all off. We're only first third of the map in, and alfiu is already tearing everything apart with 597% accuracy, gapping tekkito in both of these departments. He knows what he has done, he knows what needs to be done, what's at stake, and I do not think he's nervous at all, Exia.
This guy has found footing, and now he's popping tank, because alfiu has finally found himself in this best of 11. Was lost in the beginning of this match, but he found something. He dug real deep for these scores now, and now he's just absolutely destroying him on this Hard Rock 2. Hard Rock 2. But this, you have to give props to the score already. If he breaks right now, it doesn't mean it's a bad score. This is an absolutely insane score. Because this is a huge combo, because that accuracy is almost at 98%, alfiu finally finding a draw, but 530k and continuing to rise, that's a Hard Rock 2 scorer, if I have ever seen one.
Yeah, alfiu just masterfully showing who's the boss on that HR2, and honestly, actually, I'm quite surprised we did not see HR2 earlier into this match, because knowing what alfiu would have put up, I would definitely say, man, do it as a first pick, and you just have it, guaranteed, because he's almost doubling the score of what tekkito has right here, and that is a crazy streak of maps won by alfiu as well. It went from 3-0 to 4-3. Hold on, that's 4 in a row?
Yeah, tekkito, first 3 maps, won up 3-0. And then from maps 4 to 7, alfiu just pulled out some crazy magic and now is popping absolutely insane scores. 626k on Hard Rock 2. Possibly one of the best scores this tournament for Hard Rock 2 especially. 7 miss. The really good accuracy too, just an insane score overall. But tekkito, next pick coming up, we're in equilibrium right now, so it doesn't mean that tekkito is out here. And now he's gonna pick into one of his more comfort skill sets, Hidden 1. He picked DT1, got a incredible win over that. Nomad 1 got a breakpoint on that, and now going into Hidden 1, which is the awkward aim map that tekkito so loves in these kind of best of 11, and especially at this SR2.
Yeah, seems to me that tekkito just, is back to the old ways. Winning that DT1, winning that Nomad 1, now going for HD1 as well. You have the more like classical snap ult, which could also be considered as your outward aim. But the BPM is high, the jumps are at a really high pace, and this is exactly what he needs to try and stop alfiu from gaining his own pace, because 4 points in a row, if tekkito fails to defend his HD1, that might be crucial, as it's gonna be Fighters Rain and alfiu. What will stop him from winning a pick of his own? So this pick might be the most important pick of the match right here, and this HD1 is going to be the name of the battlefield.
To the lies and ties map, the tekkito pick, as we've said before. And alfiu, he's on a tear. Anything that tekkito picks, he has to be scared every single map from here on out, just because alfiu has found his footing. So this hit and one is still dangerous territory for tekkito here. But you need these wins now. You're in a point where back and forths must happen if you want to stay in this match. And tekkito, winning those first 3 gave him a little confidence. Maybe got a little bit complacent into these last 4 maps that we've just played. But this is a map not like no other. Very, very snappy aim. Very, very awkward as well. So tekkito, a very good chance here to get a point here.
Yeah, totally. For alfiu, gonna be an interesting one to spectate. I mean, we did see alfiu win at Nomad 4, which was also quite snap ulti. So there is hope for alfiu to completely flip the script. We'll see how this goes. Still, though, on paper, tekkito is definitely the favorite on this one. I mean, it's HD, it is alt. What else could you ask for if you are tekkito? So, the map is gonna be the right challenge for tekkito. 99.6, the equal accuracy between both these players. The KI, though, is gonna be the thing that finally sets the record straight, as this is where it will start showing the true skill, the true difficulty of the map. And here, after the slider, the madness will begin.
A couple of drops on the burst for alfiu there. So advantage tekkito with the accuracy. FC still intact for both players. And this could be anyone's game. One break is all it takes to change the trajectory of this map. And both of them absolutely flying. They're soaring through this lies and ties. And tekkito needs this map. He's playing for this.
Totally. Both bastions are holding really strong. And, you know, considering this map is really, really difficult. I mean, we did see Raktigon play this against the Bucks, and it was like a 2k score difference. And overall, no one was clean on this map. But so far, both players are exceeding everyone's expectations. alfiu just does not want to back down after that crazy streak. The momentum is just not allowing him to miss. He's feeling extremely confident. Same for tekkito, and they see that break. With that, the nerves will start building up, Exia, and we might see a really unfortunate break from, for example, tekkito, as we did see him do such thing on HD3, and that costing him the crown. This better not happen for tekkito, because it's gonna be really, truly tragic. But as of now, no one is finding any of those breaks.
I feel like I'm watching the same play right now. tekkito has just a little bit more score just because he hit a slider end. There's one drop slider end on alfiu. So there's a reason why he's in the lead by just this slight amount. But I think there's a couple of act drops on alfiu, so nothing going to be out of the ordinary because we've seen act drops throughout this entire map. But the combos, what is happening? The FCs are still intact. Never mind, tekkito finding a huge break here. And alfiu, I said this again, these dangerous territory maps for tekkito, they're everywhere now because alfiu is gonna bathe in his sugary, icy delight from the ice cream he's got from his mom, because he's absolutely going crazy. He's hit the second ki, he's gonna hit through these flow sections, and he's not dropping any gosh damn combo. What is this man on now?
No, yeah, it just seems like no, you could feel it one from tekkito. It was a heartbreak in real time, but alfiu is completely unfazed with this. 1/4 is only thing that's separating alfiu from FC and HD1. That would be amazing, absolutely stellar from him. Is the only question that we have right now. It's up in the air, and I mean, hell, man, if I won 5 points against tekkito in a row, I would be over the moon, and that's probably what alfiu is living through right now. He's enjoying the moment, he's embracing it with 700k, and he is running towards the finish line, like Phoenix from the ashes, rising from a 0-3 loss, making it 5-3, completely flipping the script.
And it's not like he's winning 5 points in a row against anybody else. He's winning against tekkito, a veteran in the Osu community. This guy is just one of the best decorated tournament players of all time for tekkito. But alfiu is just showing him what he can do. The rookies are coming up. The future, the next-gen players are here. And alfiu finding breaks everywhere, but tekkito also find a combo break there. So that's the hidden one. That's a break point. And alfiu on to match point.
Yeah, considering this was a pick from tekkito and it backfired really, really badly. Turned against him. And now, alfiu has every single opportunity. He has his own pick. Even if he loses his own pick, there's still a chance for him to take a break point of tekkito. He won many maps of different skill sets. He won HRs. There are no HRs, unfortunately, left in the pool, so not gonna be that kind of pick. No aim slots left because, you know, DT1, AG1, no 148, they all were picked already. With that, you know, kind of a tricky situation. alfiu just needs not to fumble, but honestly, if you asked me, I would say the map that's kind of close to both HD3 and HD1 that you just won would be that Noma tree that I'm seeing, which is 160 BPM flow plus control plus some sort of finger control. That could be it, and it seems like we're spot on, Exia.
Yeah, I mean, alfiu's been winning most of these like flowy techie maps. This egoist map is not like your typical Noma 3. It's very focused on rhythm because of the 1-6 rhythms that come out eventually, or excuse me, occasionally. And flow aim consistency is a test. Finger control as well, and some of these aim control patterns just require some intense focus, and especially like in these like last halves of the KIs, or like these really intense sections, those triangular patterns just are the reason why these scores sometimes are low in this Noma 3. But match point for alfiu, all the pressure is on tekkito. I wonder if there's any pressure on alfiu, but the way he's playing right now, I don't think there's any pressure in this guy's head at all.
Yeah, alfiu just needs not to start overthinking, and he basically has it, because the tendency of this match, alfiu winning a lot of those snap outs, a lot of those flow aiming control picks, and Noma 3 is literally the embodiment that you have here. This map is a lot of things, quite chaotic, but that's the style that alfiu has right now. I mean, who would have expected that a 3-0 tekkito lead would turn into a 5-3 kind of do or die situation for tekkito here, considering alfiu is just popping off, and he just needs to do one final push on this Noma 3, and he will send one of the most experienced tournament players, one of the most successful tournament players, down in the losers bracket.
The loser bracket does have a nice fluffy pillow for him if he does fall down into that section, but here we go. 176 BPM flow, aim consistency, into some aim control key guys. Into the Noma 3 we go. Accuracy lead already up into tekkito's favor. But here is a break from alfiu. So a little bit of pressure going into this last map because you were on match point. So nothing to fear here, just because that break is very, very early in here. When the 1-6 are kind of surprising in some of these sections. I mean, you do need to not sight read this map just because these sections absolutely not sight readable at all. You can, but it's still kind of hard. 1/3 already in the map, and the FCs are still intact for tekkito as alfiu finding that recovery combo.
Yeah, totally. It's not gonna be that easy to send an OWC winner down in the losers bracket. And you look at tekkito's score here, and I am really scared. If he's still hold 99.1% accuracy, hitting all of those finger controlling 1-6 patterns, all of those flow slider, and I just jinxed it. tekkito with a break, still leaving alfiu back on track now. He is in the game. There is still light at the end of the tunnel for alfiu. 24k score difference, 600 combo recovery, and with that, he has everything on his hands.
And this is a free combo section. This is some free score for alfiu to take. This is really scary for tekkito now, because that combo can fly in any direction it so pleases. But let's see if he can hit the 1-6 here. No, he doesn't! No. I called it. Both of them don't. So that's actually favoring alfiu. Never mind, the accuracy drops from alfiu gives so much score back to over the tekkito side, and that lead is 13k above as both combos are finally equalizing. But the 1-6 just destroyed both of them. And 13k lead is all we have to work with tekkito. No breaks can happen. Will they find any breaks in any of these tapping sections? It's so very close. But the accuracy lead that tekkito has, the 15k lead, that's the reason why he's up. That's the reason why he's still in this. The flow, the alfiu takedown, he's out and about as tekkito. That was scary in the beginning there because alfiu had a huge combo, but the combo breaks, the chain misses from the side of alfiu. tekkito. There's a reason why he's a veteran. There's a reason why he's icy in these last kind of maps. His elimination is not here yet. But tekkito, he's back in it yet again with a breakpoint potentially in his Nomad 3, and he's gonna cap it off.
Yeah, tekkito giving alfiu the taste of his own medicine. He is not done yet. 4th point. And now, this is truly the junction that will decide everything. tekkito finally managed to stop the momentum of alfiu that felt like unstoppable force. And now, he is the one to also decide the final pick. And there is a great question what he will go for. Because everything that he was picking before mostly didn't really work out against alfiu since we saw a lot of breakpoints. But now, he's going for a totally different type of skill set, which is AG2. He did his homework. He saw that alfiu banned Nomad 6. And even though AG2 is not so much gimmick heavy, first things first, it is HD after all. That is something that tekkito is pretty comfortable on. That didn't really work out for tekkito in this match, but it's not just HD, it's AR8 plus awkward aim. So that is something that tekkito does specialize in. He does thrive on this kind of skill set, so he has everything he needs to. He just needs not to jinx it, and we'll have a time breaker secured. But looking at alfiu is not that bad when it comes to HD aim with low AR, since it's not your obscure overlap patterns. It's just gonna be about your aim, and alfiu is proving the point right here with an FC right off the bat.
So the hidden 2 pick is kind of proving that it's a little lopsided already towards alfiu. It's scary just because alfiu's just good at this too. But yeah, this low BPM, low AR aim, awkward L all the way through. And tekkito not finding any good combo, not any good stabilization. That's a 60k lead already for alfiu. And this map is 2 minutes. We're almost halfway through this map, and tekkito is still finding breaks. As alfiu, he's stabilizing. This is getting scary for tekkito here.
No, this is not what tekkito expected from this pick. Not being able to grab on any sort of recovery, finding misses constantly, while alfiu finding 1 or 2, but overall the accuracy speaks volumes. The combo on itself is just completely countering anything that tekkito is putting up. Finally now tekkito does have a small lead as alfiu breaks, but the moment we thought tekkito had a hope of bringing it back, alfiu and tekkito themselves finding and trading those breaks, combo reset, which only is gonna favor alfiu as stagnation is gonna hit the board at this tendency.
The breaks are just happening at the same time. There is at least like 20 seconds left in this map. 55k is a comebackable score, but alfiu's not giving you anything. He's not breaking. He's not going to give you a damn thing just because he's on the verge of taking this round of 16 match into his hands. There's a break there, but I don't think there's enough combo to go around. I believe alfiu has taken it. The match is finished. alfiu, an upset against tekkito veteran, 6-4. GG, well played to both of those players. An absolute eye-balling match to watch.
a 3WC OWC champion, is being sent down to lose bracket by Alfiu, the prodigy of Chile. And that is truly the title that you could give to this match. What have we just witnessed, Exia? That's an upset.
That is an upset. But I won't be upset if you donate to the Ko-Fi link that is going to be displayed in the chat. We appreciate everyone's presence here in this round of 16 match here, the very last one. And especially if you donate to the Ko-Fi. You will be donating to the fundraiser here for the KEL 05 LAN here. So thank you everybody so much for watching. And don't forget to donate or give a little bit of money just because we want to have another great LAN next year for KEL 05. And that wraps off the entire round of 16 week here. So we will have, I believe, our Maple Showcase tomorrow, I believe.
Should be about right.
It should be tomorrow.
Do we want to announce the matchups of quarterfinals, because we have some quite spicy ones. I have the challenge in front of me. So if you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, in winners bracket you have Emrek versus Lilial, and then you have A Secret Box versus Rectagon, Flying Tuna versus Alfiu. Quite spicy one. TTV UFO versus Ame Kokoro. And then losers bracket, there's gonna be Gnachos Decayton. Then you have Intercamping Ibaxa, Misha Awa, and tekkito. And the last but not least, it's Akens versus Valter. So if this weekend's matchups were not enough for you, stay tuned for the next weekend, because I'm telling you, the matchup that I just pointed out are gonna be worth of noticing. But with that little intriguing thing out of the way, I think actually we're finally good to sign off.
Yep, I appreciate everybody that's come out to watch the last match of the round of 16 between tekkito and alfiu. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate everyone here. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you in the quarterfinals Maple Showcase. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.